All right, Shalom. Giving all glorification, honor, and praise unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors, as always, to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, along with the bishops who rule and teach well. And salutations to the Ba'ath Shah Dawadah, which is the house of David. That's the elect, starting with the 144,000, the first fruits, salvation to kings and priests. And then it goes on down to the remainder of that remnant, consisting of men, women, and children, believers, those who have the faith of the Lord, all right, and are clinging to the commandments of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai in these last days. All right, Babylon the Great, all right, aka America, is getting ready to be destroyed with nuclear fire. All right, the destruction is going to be a complete and total destruction. It's going to be complements of the intercontinental ballistic missiles in Salakia. I'm in transit right now. And the chariots of the Lord. All right, the ships, the angels. So yeah, once again, Salak, I'm going to be at a stopping point here in about 7 minutes, I guess. But yeah, man, the Papacy, all right, Rome, all right, which America is the revived Roman Empire, right, is pushing, Molech worship at the DNC, man. All right, and it's right up in your face, the demonic national convention up there in Chicago, the Windy City, right? They're pushing Molech worship. All right, Molech, was pretty much a Phoenician deity, the god of the Canaanites. All right, which Canaan is the son of Ham. All right, so it was them Hamites, so-called Africans today. They was into, child sacrifice, man. All right, passing their children through the fires. And Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, has stern, warning against such practices. Right? It was even in the law, he had admonished his children, his sons, to avoid, the worship of these pagan deities, man. All right, and that's why, because of that idolatry. I mean, that's why the northern tribes are the 10 northern tribes are Israel. That's why they went into captivity in 787, I believe, 787 BC, before, you say before the Common Era, all right? They went into captivity, that the Assyrians took them down, for what? For that idolatry, man, for that practice of sending their children through the fires. Molech is that bull-headed, I could pull up an image here in a minute, but you've seen it where he's like sitting down on his throne. He's got his arms out, and he's got the head of a bull, or the form of a man. Just weird shit, man. And then the mother and father would bring the child to the priest, all right, a Molech, and then they would burn the child, man, sacrifice him, thinking that they was gonna, get wealthy and come into some kind of wealth and be prosperous, financially. Sick shit, man. But this is what Israel was doing. You can go to 2 Kings 17. I was listening to the elder apostle Tahar yesterday, and he was going into how the woman at the well was a Gentile. And he referenced 2 Kings 17. But if you go into 2 Kings 17, you read about all the abominations that the northern tribes was into, man. Israel. Complete wickedness, man. But that's what again, the Papacy, which is supposed to be, which we know the Papacy is the false prophet, all right? But they supposed to be, defending life, defending the unborn, especially, the most defenseless, of this society are the ones who are still in the womb, And 2/3 of our people are eating this shit up in Chicago, especially Judah, because Judah's just out of there, bugged out. You so-called Negroes, man, y'all are gone. It says in Jeremiah, you have revolted and are gone. Y'all are gone, man. There's no hope for the 2/3 of our people over here, and that goes for all the tribes, including you speckled birds, Israelite foreigners. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians over here in America, all right, and you speckled birds who ain't right, they ain't no hope for you. When you can get behind this is just blatant, in-your-face, satanic, and demonic all the way around. That's just they're just all out there with it. And who's going to these so-called Planned Parenthood centers the most, which are death camps? Who's doing it the most? It's our people. Our people are doing that shit, more than any other nation. So, and Slakia, today is Thursday, April the 22nd, 2024. It's the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. That's what the Spirit gave to the elder apostle Tahar when he named this year. And it fits, man. It fits, because a lot of stuff is going down on this earth, and it's make your head spin sometimes with all the news and all the things that are out there to speak on. That's what's kind of crazy. If brothers aren't, there's no lack for topics. And there's no excuse not to be speaking, bringing these things out. But anyway, that's another video for another time. Once again, off of InfoWars. Oh, you know what I said now that I'm stopped? I said, I said, it's in the law where the Lord, warned against going after these strange guys, these strange powers, the gods of the nations, man, which are just fucking idols, man. Like that Jesus Christ idol. Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 9, when thou art come into the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. Right, and once again, Molech was a Canaanite, originally a Phoenician, power or deity or idol. Okay, which Jake, clung to, and ran after with both hands stretched out, both arms stretched out, It says, there shall not be found among you, verse 10, any that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire. And that's what they're pushing up there at the Demonic National Convention. That's what they're pushing right at the convention. What the fuck? It's that, we not Democrat or Republican. We understand that's a false construct, and it's just two separate wings of the same vile bird. We're not cheering for the Republicans at all. They demonic and satanic as well. But first and foremost, what they're talking about up there is abortion. How about give the people jobs, man? How about make sure that people have food and work? Instead they just constantly, and that's because Esau is the harbinger of death, man. Okay, Esau is Dr. Death. He is that forger of lies. And that physician of no value. That's all they really give a fuck about. Oh, we have to have our reproductive rights. It's fucking ridiculous, man. Anyway. Verse 10, there shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch. Okay, I'm going to continue on. Or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, verse 11, or a wizard, or a necromancer. And all these Edomites in positions of power, like this archbishop right here in Chicago, he's a wizard. The elites, they're wizards, warlocks, they're all Freemasons. Okay, you're supposed to put these kinds of people to death, man. That's what it says in the laws. IUIC is always talking about keeping the laws, right? Are y'all putting witches and wizards to death? Nope. Or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. Verse 12, for all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord Yahweh, and because of these abominations, the Lord Yahweh thy power doeth drive them out from before thee. Thou shalt be perfect, verse 13, with the Lord Yahweh thy power, right? So perfection is the goal, you know. Now we understand, you know, in these times we're in this flesh, all right, we're in subjection, we're subject to payments, we can't, you know, do the laws completely, you know. So that's why we had to have Yahweh Shai, and that's why Yahweh Shai had to make that sacrifice, okay? Because we couldn't, you know, if it was up to us keeping the laws, we'd all be done for, man. We'd all be through, fucked. All right, I'm not really gonna like get into this, but you know, I listened to this man's prayer. He's, you know, it's a bunch of bullshit. And even the Catholics, you read the comments if you go on X, you know, formerly Twitter, you read some of the comments from some of these Catholics who really are, you know, they pro-lifers, right? They cussing them out, you know. So yeah, I mentioned 2 Kings, didn't I? 17. Let's go there. Oh no, you know what? Let's go. Okay, before we go there, let's get it in one more place, right? Leviticus 18 and verse 21. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire of Molech, right? Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy power. I am the Lord Yahweh, right? You got camps out here all over the place profaning the name of the Lord, man. And the word profane, we always go into this, especially the elder apostle Gabar. The word profane goes back to the Latin profanum, which simply means outside of the temple. IUIC, they're outside the temple. You know, the GOCC, they outside the temple. All these Christians, these Israelites who really just Israelite Christians, they outside the temple, man. They're profane. You know, the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. The name of His only begotten Son is Yahweh Shai. And time again, we say these things. Almost every video, I say it. You know, in the middle of the Lord. You know, same with all of the men doing this work. Starting, of course, at the top with the pillars of the church, the elder apostles, the bishops, the elders, on down. Constantly mentioning that and pushing that, the names. I mean, without the names of the Lord, you ain't getting out of here. I mean, you know, the elect will have the name of the Lord. All right, and we'll be calling on him. In fact, already are. What is that? Sirach 17 and 10. And the elect shall praise thy holy name. I believe it's 17 and 10. So yeah, man. And that's what Rome, all right, is pushing up there in Chicago, man. They put the Papacy, you know, the revived Roman Empire of Babylon. They pushing, you know, Molech worship, man. And child sacrifice. It's right out in the open, man. Oh, and by the way, if you're a dude, you can get a vasectomy. It's fucking madness, man. America's got to be destroyed. You know, there's no other remedy for this place. This place ain't going to be healed neither. To all you Jakes who are trying to make a name for yourself, especially you Israelites trying to make names for yourselves here, this place is getting ready to be destroyed, man. All right, let's go to 2 Kings. I'll just wrap it up. Yeah, I mean, this place is vile, man. Foul. Yeah, there wasn't one righteous king among Israel, man. All of Israel's kings was wicked, man. Judah had, you know, a few solid ones, a few righteous ones. Josiah, namely. Josiah didn't get down with that sodomite shit. You know? He drove them sodomites right out of there. But anyway, 2 Kings 17. But yeah, all of Israel's kings were wicked as hell, man. Every last one of them. 2 Kings 17. And picking it up in verse 15. All right, it says, and they rejected his statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers, and his testimony which he testified against them. All right, so who are these covenants for, man? Who's the first covenant for, and who's the old covenant for, and who's the new covenant for? All right, it's for the Israelites, man. Okay, not the other nations. That's another lesson for another time too. Goddamn weirdos in Boston, the bug outs from Boston pushing that nations can partake. No, the Lord never made a covenant with the heathen nations. All right. Anyway, And they rejected 2 Kings 17 and 15, his statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers and his testimonies which he testified against them. And they followed vanity and became vain and went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom the Lord Yahweh had charged them that they should not do like them. Right, them damn fucking Canaanites, all them damn Hamites in the land at the time. Okay? But that's just it. You know, our people want, they want to be like the heathen. They want to learn the ways of the heathen. You know, they want, you know, in this kingdom, what do? They want what they want to be, that they want to follow that Jesus Christ idol. Okay? The God of the Edomites. They want to celebrate his birthday. They want to celebrate their birthday. They want to celebrate Easter. All those things are abominable, man. They're abomination in the eyes of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. There's no new thing under the sun. They was doing this in ancient Israel. Again, that's why the northern kingdom went into captivity. All right, that's why the Assyrians were able to take them down. And then in 586, Judah fell to the Babylonians. Anyway, and they left all the commandments, verse 16, of the Lord Yahweh their power, and made them molten images, even 2 calves, and made a grove, and worship all the hosts of heaven, and serve Baal. Right, man, and our people was worshiping the damn stars, the sun, and the moon. Yeah, look, man, again, we was warned against doing that in the book of Deuteronomy. You can read about that. That's what the heathen do. They're sun worshipers. You know, going, you know, back to ancient Egypt even. They do worship the sun, the moon. You got Ishmael out here worshiping the moon. All right, kissing that Kaaba stone. That Islamic bullshit. Okay? It says, and serve Baal, and they caused their sons, verse 17, and this is the point, and they caused their sons and daughters to pass through the fire, and used divination and enchantments, and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of the Lord Yahweh to provoke him to anger. So this angers the Lord, man. This kind of shit that's going on up there in Chicago and, you know, all over, but, you know, it's front and center right now, what's going on in Chicago. All right, this is angering the Lord, man, and you Jake's taking part of this, you know, and partaking in this, you know, the Lord's gonna fucking destroy you, man. He's gonna burn you the fuck up during World War III. You gonna feel that? You gonna pass through the fire, man. That nuclear fire, and be stuck in a lake of fire, which is America, when the Lord comes back, lest you repent, man. You know? So that was just something that was on my spirit. You know, Lord willing, you was edified, though. And with that, I want to say shalom, it's on to the next video.